Bully has finally arrived, and I have some thoughts. What's poppin', y'all? For Complex, I'm Jordan Rose, and this past weekend, Ye released his long-awaited new studio album, Bully, just a day late, and here are some of my first listen reactions. First, there's a lot of different sonic Ye album eras across this album. Father, Punch Drunk, Whatever Works, all feels like Life of Pablo era production. Sisters and Brothers feels like kind of dark twisted fantasy mixed with Yeezus. And also King and All the Love feel like Yeezus era. And even Highs and Lows kind of has this Kids See Ghost era production. So I like how there's these different sonic arcs across the project. That being said, also all of these songs feel like complete thoughts. Obviously, Ye is known for changing and editing tracks after releasing it. But take a song like Preacher Man, for example, that had different unmixed and unmastered vocals when he initially released it as a single. This final album version, completely finished, has his actual vocals on it, no AI slop, and it just shows that it feels like this entire album is a fully completed thought. Also, 18 songs, 42 minutes, very concise, gets straight to the point. And yeah, I mean, as always, it feels like he's letting the production speak for itself. There are lyrics of like, hero turned villain. And I think it'll be interesting to see, especially with the 2 SoFi shows coming up this week, how the people react to the music because, I don't think his gifts as an artist completely absolve everything he's said and done. Putting out a great album like this definitely does help. I think Bully is the best Ye album he's released in a long time. I think it's off first listen, might be up there exactly with Donda, but in terms of his rapping ability, in terms of the production choices, and just all the different eras we hear, it feels like a return to form from like Pablo. That's my first listen review though. Let me know what you think of Bully in the comments down below and what your favorite song is. For Complex, I'm Jordan Rhodes. Make sure to shop at Complex for exclusive vinyl and merch.
The hip-hop world is watching something unfold that many people thought might never happen again. The possibility of a comeback from Kanye West. For years, Kanye has been one of the most polarizing figures in music. His career has been filled with groundbreaking creativity and cultural influence, but it has also been overshadowed by controversy, public outbursts, and statements that pushed him further away from the mainstream industry. There were moments when it genuinely felt like Kanye had burned too many bridges to ever fully return to the center of hip-hop culture. Yet, once again, his name is dominating headlines, and the reason is simple. Kanye West has released a new album titled Bully, and the numbers surrounding the project are forcing the entire music world to pay attention. Almost immediately after the album appeared on streaming platforms, early reports showed that Bully was exploding across the internet. Within its first partial day of release, the album pulled in more than 33 million streams on Spotify, making it the biggest streaming debut for any rapper in 2026 so far. Those numbers are significant, not just because of the size of the audience, but because of what they represent. After years of controversy, criticism, and public backlash, millions of people still clicked play on a Kanye West album the moment it dropped. That alone says a lot about his place in hip-hop history. No matter how chaotic his career becomes, people continue to watch, listen, and debate everything he does. That ability to keep the world's attention has always been one of Kanye's greatest strengths. Throughout his career, every time the culture seemed ready to move on from him, he found a way to bring himself right back into the conversation. Sometimes it happened because of groundbreaking music. Other times it happened because of controversy. But the pattern has remained the same for more than 2 decades. Kanye disappears from the center of the conversation for a moment, and then suddenly he's everywhere again. With Bully, it feels like he is attempting something slightly different. This album doesn't just feel like another project in a long catalog. It feels like Kanye trying to rebuild the narrative surrounding his career. Leading up to the album's release, Kanye publicly addressed some of the controversies that surrounded him in recent years. In a statement released earlier this year, he acknowledged that his words and actions carried global influence and admitted that during certain periods he lost sight of that responsibility. He explained that he has been working on stabilizing his life through therapy, medication, exercise, and focusing his energy on creative work. For some fans, that statement suggested something many people never expected to hear from Kanye again: reflection. After years of unpredictable behavior and public conflicts, the idea that Kanye might be trying to reset his image has become part of the conversation surrounding the album. Whether the public accepts that apology is another story entirely, Kanye West has always been one of the most divisive figures in hip-hop. Some fans still see him as a once-in-a-generation creative genius whose influence reshaped modern music. Others see someone whose controversies have overshadowed his artistic achievements. Both perspectives exist at the same time, and they often collide every time Kanye releases new music. That tension is part of what makes every Kanye project feel like a cultural event rather than just another album release. Musically, Bully appears to pull from many of the sounds that defined earlier eras of Kanye's career. Critics have noted that the project blends soulful, sample-based production with stadium-sized melodies and polished hooks that feel reminiscent of his earlier work. Some listeners hear echoes of the classic Kanye sound that once dominated the industry, while others believe the album feels more like a reflection of his past than a bold step into the future. One track that has drawn particular attention is the opening song, King, which reportedly features aggressive production, while Kanye reflects on the controversies that have surrounded his life in recent years. Still, the response to the album has been mixed. Some critics argue that while the music sounds polished and professionally produced, it doesn't necessarily push hip-hop forward the way Kanye's earlier work once did. In the past, Kanye was known for reinventing the sound of rap every few years. Albums like The College Dropout, Graduation, and Yeezus didn't just succeed commercially, they changed the direction of the genre itself. That level of influence created enormous expectations for every new project Kanye releases. When listeners press play on a Kanye West album, they're not just evaluating the music, they're comparing it to one of the most influential catalogs in hip-hop history. The release of Bully has also sparked rumors and speculation online, which is almost inevitable whenever Kanye is involved. Some fans began suggesting that parts of the album sounded so polished that artificial intelligence tools might have been used during the creative process. Those rumors spread quickly across social media, but Kanye publicly denied that AI played any role in the production of the album. Even the rumors themselves became part of the larger conversation surrounding the project. In typical Kanye fashion, the music exists alongside a storm of debate, speculation, and internet arguments. Another surprising element of the album is the story behind its title. According to Kanye, the concept for Bully came from an interaction with his son, Saint. During a conversation about the album, Kanye explained that he once saw his son kick another child while they were playing. When he asked why he did it, his son simply responded, "Because he's weak." That moment stayed in Kanye's mind and eventually became the inspiration behind the album's title and overall theme. It's an unusual origin story, but it reflects Kanye's long-standing habit of transforming personal moments into artistic ideas. Beyond the streaming numbers and online debates, Kanye appears to be preparing to bring the album into the live performance world as well. Plans have already been announced for major appearances, including a performance at SoFi Stadium and a headlining slot at London's Wireless Festival. Those events could become crucial moments for determining whether this album truly marks the beginning of a larger comeback. Live performances have always been a major part of Kanye's cultural impact. And if the music resonates with audiences on stage, the narrative surrounding his career could shift quickly. For now, the hip-hop world remains divided on what Bully represents. Some fans believe the album proves Kanye still has the ability to dominate the conversation and command massive attention whenever he releases music. Others believe the project reflects an artist looking backward at his own legacy rather than pushing the culture forward. Both interpretations are circulating across the internet, fueling endless debate among fans, critics, and industry insiders. One thing, however, is impossible to ignore. Even after everything that has happened over the past few years, Kanye West still has the power to pull the entire hip-hop world into a conversation about his music. Millions of streams, endless social media arguments, and non-stop media coverage prove that people are still curious about what Kanye will do next. Whether Bully becomes remembered as the album that sparked Kanye West's return to the top of hip-hop or simply another chapter in his unpredictable career remains to be seen. But one fact is already clear. The moment Kanye West releases new music, the culture stops and listens. And right now, the hip-hop world is listening again.